So they go, I go, well, where is she? I'll meet her. They go, oh, she's right over there. Well, she's sitting by herself, right?
Yeah.
So I walk over and I go, oh, hey, Daphne, I'm Joe Robinson. She's like, oh, hi. Now I'm like, does she know that does she know who I am? Right. So
she looks like you're responsible for an Amber Alert.
I don't know how to.
Do you think she knew who you were?
Well, I literally go, do you know who I am? After it's over, I walked up and I go, hey, great job. You were really funny. She goes, well, you should grab some of my merch.
Okay. I'm telling you, I'm starting to like her.
Welcome to the DLP agenda. This is our brand new studio. What do you think?
It's 90% of the way there.
I think, Robbie, you're also seeing it for the first time, right?
I saw the picture.
Do you see your beautiful graphic directly behind us?
I see it up there.
It's on the Robinson-tron.
The Robinson. Yeah. I wouldn't say we're 90%. I feel like we're going to get a new table. We're going to get things on the side. I think we're like at 60%.
Oh, wow.
We might get new lights, I feel like we're just scratching the surface of the studio.
New friend 2023, Tim Shacknook, is making our table.
Shacknook?
Yeah.
That's his last name.
There's a little sample right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Robbie doesn't like that, by the way.
It's beautiful.
But isn't that weird? He doesn't like it. But he can defend.
I didn't like it. I just preferred the one that was just engraved without the paint fill.
I don't know that he's going to put that in the table. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't wait to see what he does. We're actually looking off camera. You can't see it right now, but we're looking at a template, temporary, what the table will look like. It's going to be really,
How
really
do you
nice.
describe that shape? Is it like a
half a pentagon? I don't know, half an octagon,
a third of a circle?
Yeah,
we're dumb.
Yeah, I don't know what shapes are.
That fourth a place.
Yeah.
It's optional, so it can scoot in if we ever have
like
a guest.
Leaf situation.
Exactly, which we've never had a guest. Have we? If we ever had 4 people, and we have, but it was a long time ago, right?
For example, we could have a guest such as Tommy Simbazo in studio, who is joining us in chat tonight, along with everybody else in the DLP family. Kelsey's here, Brittany, Mac,
Berkson,
quick front sell for tomorrow. A new episode of Dork Dynasty is going to be up. I can't be a part of it because I've got an event. But Eric's still going to do it. Chris Karlheim is going to do it. And Tommy from Storytime with Tommy Simbazo.
Oh, hell yeah.
He's going to step up and get down. He's more of a gamer than people realize.
One thing I do want to note about the new studio, the temperature.
God damn,
much
it's nicer, man.
Right?
Yeah.
All right.
20 degrees cooler.
No, we'd sweat like we had a flu certain times. We'd come downstairs, my beard would be wet. But the more that Rob it makes me think about it, I think we are closer to like 60, 65. We've got studio lights off screen you can't see. There's going to be a webcam set up. We still have our standard one, but more are coming. This table's going to be beautiful. We have an idea.
We're going to lose weight.
New chairs.
No chance we're losing weight.
Yeah, new chairs.
You're going to see some portraits on each side of the Robinson-tron, which is going to be pretty nice. And I think the acoustics in here might lend itself a little better than upstairs.
We're going to be playing things on the screen live during the show.
Yeah, eventually, once we get, to the 2000s, we're going to be able to actually see the person we're talking to. Like if we wanted to
do
call
like a Zoom or something.
Right, if we do a Zoom, they can be behind us
and
we can be talking to them. Yeah. Welcome to the 2020s, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. We're there. And yes, the lighting, I know it's a little dark on one side of the light on some. This is a work in progress. So by the time we get around to January, all the kinks should be smoothed out. I do love the idea of the cardboard cutout for the Patreons. That at some point.
You want to talk about what that's going to be?
Yeah,
now?
Let me just say, I think the studio looks perfect. The only thing I see that is the problem is the reflection of the computer screen.
There's some.
We talked about
that. You can see that right there. That is actually a monitor in front of us. That's all going to get moved off to this side. We kind of troubleshot about 20 minutes before we went live. Probably should have got here earlier today, but screw it. It's us.
There's about 1 million cords.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So we have to, and there's lights, and there's
this
a lot.
Thing looks like goddamn Skynet's core.
We got a lot of work to do to make it more. What's the word? Clean, I guess. Right.
Yeah,
we're getting there, and it's thanks to the Patreons. This is where your money's going.
Yeah, thank you, Grayson, Mac, Luke, everybody in there, Nutty. We appreciate
Van Arsdale.
Oh yeah, can't wait to get in our buddy Van Arsdale.
God, it was good seeing Van on
Live
last week.
Love seeing Van Arsdale. God, whenever Van Arsdale shows up, there's going to be a party.
Good people. Man.
Yeah, and just the money that you spent and you put into this thing, just know that none of it's going in our wallet, checking, or my son's 529 that he will never use. It's going to go right back into this thing, and I'm excited to see what this thing looks like in 6 months.
Yeah,
no,
6 months.
This thing will be tight as can be.
We should do a before and after. Do we have the first Robin Joe show photo in in Robbie's townhouse.
I don't think we
That
do.
didn't have a door on his town. No, we joked that he paid so little that
Yeah, he lived in that little Havana. Remember
Yeah,
that?
I
He
do
used to
remember
live in that little
Did you
area.
enjoy that, Robbie?
Where Robbie was the
You
only
stood out.
he was the only gringo in the whole
Yes, yes.
neighborhood.
So the cardboard cutouts.
See,
Well, funny
Yeah.
enough, I want to just mention,
Please.
speaking of my studio, I also debuted this studio 9 years ago today.
Oh wow,
Really, dude?
wow.
Hell yeah.
While people were celebrating, I could tell.
What were you doing before?
Where were you?
I was in the old house, remember?
Yeah.
Pup tent, roof.
I remember when I used to just sit there with my laptop and that mic we used to. Remember that? We just sat on
Yeah.
in our houses with our mics.
I do remember that.
Oh yeah, just wired
yeah.
mics holding up to your face, no headphones, no nothing. I mean, I've been on comedy podcasts, quote unquote, before where they've got a viewership, nothing to the degree of a DLP agenda, and I go over and it's a dude's iPhone on a table.
Yeah,
And I
right.
just hit record
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
go, all right, I guess this is what we're doing here. But yes, to see all this. Also, thank you to the people that again, I'm trying to figure out the new digital streaming
Mhm.
economy.
You're doing great.
We all are. We all are. We're as a group. I'm D, you're L, and Joe's P. That did you see the Twitch dessert stream from Thanksgiving Day?
No.
Did you hear? Do you have any idea what happened? I think I might have sent you a clip. Katie might have gotten a clip.
I didn't get a clip.
It's definitely in our shorts. I believe you go to our
Okay.
TikTok.
I'll check it out.
Go to our
Yeah.
TikTok. Katie is running all of our digital.
Right.
She's killing it. So every Wednesday night, and I'll be doing it tomorrow a little bit later, 7:30, twitch.tv/Justin98rock. I'm still waiting for them to go through with my DLP agenda name. I get the hair up my ass. I did a ton of streaming last week. Thank you to Ariel that was in there. Mac was in there. Hackman was in there. I get shit-faced drunk on
Okay.
Thursday. And I mean, I get
This is Thanksgiving.
this is
You're doing this.
Thanksgiving Day.
Nice.
Okay.
Were you me Wednesday night? Yeah.
I was you Wednesday night at my own place, desperate to get away from my family for reasons you're going to hear about on Patreon.
Oh, we believe you.
Yeah. There's boy, oh
That's
boy.
rare.
But just
Yeah.
imagine having the reason that they live in the house and enjoy the comforts that they do, that they regularly insult you about. It's
I
like,
hate that you get up early.
Well, I say
Okay,
Bill Gates' kids have something to complain about. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Everybody
they all
has
got
something
something.
to. Everybody, wherever you are, you just complain at that level.
the kids can.
Yeah.
It's when the significant other starts leaning into the one
Yeah,
thing I'm
right?
good at.
Yeah,
I go,
yeah.
hey, we need to have a talk out front. So you get used to
Quit
being
trying to be funny.
Yeah,
Justin.
yeah. Why do you talk the way you do? Again, the next Patreon we'll get into it. But I get so crispy to the point where I go, I don't think I shouldn't stream, but my ego won't let me not stream. So I jumped on
Yes.
Twitch and I said, let me back up for a
This is
second.
back-to-back drunk broadcasts
Oh,
for you.
oh my God, we're gonna get into the buzz agenda.
Yeah.
Have you seen the meme that's going around of a guy that had it looked like a for sale sign that he pinned to a telephone pole in Philadelphia, and on it says, "Come and watch me eat an entire rotisserie chicken on an abandoned dock behind the Walmart. This is not a party." And this guy, he does it, and there's YouTube footage of it. He sets up a table, he gets a rotisserie chicken, and he sits and he eats in dead silence and just mauls a chicken.
How many people are watching?
About 1,000 show up.
It's a live event.
People show up to a dock and watch him do it. And he sits there and
They
they're
paid for
cheering.
parking.
They're screaming. It's like goddamn Zeppelin's on stage. So, like I like to say, if you steal from me, you've stolen twice. I go, well, I'm doing that.
They're yelling, "Eat bird."
Eat. So I go and I say,
The
hey,
free bird joke. Catch up. people.
shout out, guys. Come on. I Instagram a story. I say, hey, join me at 5 o'clock if you want to watch me eat a Marie Callender's chocolate satin pie in complete silence.
Chocolate satin.
And I'll be goddamned if I didn't log in and I had a chocolate satin
That
pie.
sounds good.
How
And
big is that about?
It's about, I cut slices.
Okay.
Yeah.
I cut slices and I sat there and
You eat
I
the whole
mean,
thing.
I did things to this pie that it would make Larry Flint
Is
blush.
that like a chocolate cream pie? Is that
It's
what
like
that
a
is?
chocolate cream
That
pie.
sounds fucking delicious.
it's-
Yeah.
I bet you were sick of it by the end.
I wasn't. It's one of my
No,
favorite
we're not.
desserts in the world. The same way you feel about licorice Altoids, which I've tried to buy you for years. For
Oh,
your
they're
birthday.
good, man.
I can't find them. They
Yeah, they don't
discontinued.
exist
Does
anymore.
Marie Callender make those?
I wish they did. I'd buy them. I just sat there and just beat this pie up, and people are cheering. People are subscribing. Money.
Oh, they're seeing greatness.
How much money
It's
did you
com-
make on your pie?
I'll text you afterwards. Okay, how about, can you see my
Yes.
hand behind here? I made that. You know how many pies I can buy with
Oh,
that?
man.
I couldn't believe it. It's all back in the
Hey,
DLP kitty.
that's true. It goes right back in. It's all in pies.
It's all in
Yeah.
pies. In the video, you could watch at there, and you have people being. They all started like chanting, like lick the plates. You know what I did?
Yes.
I licked the goddamn
yeah,
plate.
you did.
I went in.
Fuck the
Will
place.
you take pie requests? Like,
Anything.
you'll do a new pie each week.
Anything. I'll do a meringue. I'll do a cobbler.
Dude,
Yeah.
you can start an OnlyFans.
I could.
Yes.
It was. Oh my God, Dave Denis, which we're getting into Dave Denis in a little bit. Only pies. I will start
Yes.
only pies behind a paywall.
That's all I
streaming
eat.
service.
Yeah.
I didn't say a word, and I think I maybe had the most streams I've ever had.
Hey, dude.
How long was it you were on?
15 minutes.
Hey,
That's it.
I might guest on that show.
Dude.
Joe's like, I can't play video games.
Yeah, but I'll eat the
I get top score on a
I'm one
key
of the
lime
best
pie.
ever.
Oh,
Yeah.
by the end, her calendar became Marie Schlegel because I made her my bitch. Speaking of Dave Denis, we're gonna get into some business
Yeah.
real quick, and then we're gonna move
I
on.
gotta do the cardboard cutout. We have
Got to do the cardboard
Okay.
cutout. Got to do the cardboard
Okay.
cutout. For those that aren't aware, January 20th is a date
Yes.
that we have picked. January 20th. It is the Brotherly Love Film Festival / album listening party. It's going to be Jeremy Woodward's horror film, My Brother's rap album. Dave Denis has been kind enough to lend us his place. If you're a $50 Patreon, you're in. You've got the invite. We will reach out. I have decided alongside the other fellows, Chris and Eric, Dork Dynasty behind the DLP paywall, anybody of any level is going to have their name drawn out of a hat. So we're going to draw some
Nice.
5s, 10s, or 20s.
And then if they say they don't want to, they can't come, do we draw
We'll gotta
again?
Find
Okay,
someone
got
else.
it.
So
Yes.
we're going to grab every $50 member.
I mean, it's not our house.
It's not our place. We're gonna fuck Dave Denis'
Yeah,
place.
fuck Dave
Just
Denis,
kidding,
yeah.
Dave.
He's got a fucking outdoor hot tub set up. He's got an
Oh,
outdoor
yeah.
projector set up. He's turning this thing. He just takes it so seriously.
He's
So the
best.
date is January 20th. It is a Saturday. I do believe it's in Westminster. I
Yes.
think you're free, Rob.
I am free as of now.
Yes.
May I suggest BYOP? Bring your own pie.
I'll do it. Hey,
I'll just sit and eat pie and stream it.
Yes.
James Hackman just mentioned.
What's up, Hackman?
Do you guys remember the KFC parfait, the
Oh,
chocolate?
hell
Yeah.
yeah. I
Well,
do.
parfait,
He said it
right?
tastes like that a little bit.
It
Those
does.
things, oh my God,
Yeah,
I love
next
those
level.
things.
They're incredible. You don't need to
All
heat
right.
it. You take it out of the fridge, you let it sit room temperature, and sodomize this fucking
All right. I'm in.
cardboard cutout.
So have you seen
From
the movie
Rob's idea.
Major League?
Yeah.
Great baseball movie, fun comedy, great cast. But in that movie, the plot is very Ted Lasso stolen from it, if you've seen Ted Lasso. But there's an owner of the Cleveland Indians that wants the team to tank so she can move to Miami or some
Yeah.
other better city.
And she's attractive, but she's a
Attractive woman.
bit of a
older.
viper.
Yes, great body, total, just her husband died and now she's the owner of the
She'd
team.
be a villain in any 80s. We're going to tear down the
Absolutely.
rec center so your
Right.
kids can't break dance anymore and build a
Right.
high-rise type bitch.
almost a Jan from The Office kind of a
Oh,
vibe.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they get wind of this, the team, because they realize that they've been purposely you guys know the plot anyway. So there's a cardboard cutout that they make of the owner, and with every time they get a win, they take off a piece of this cardboard cutout that reveals more of her skin.
Yeah,
So we're gonna get Katie to do a naked photo
we
shoot,
are.
and then we're
Does
gonna
she
get
know?
a naked cardboard of Katie,
Uh-huh.
and then we're gonna put the outfit. She hasn't agreed to this yet, but we're
We'll
I wonder
brainstorming.
if-
We'll
And
figure
then with
it out.
each new Patreon, we take a-
peel off a
yeah.
little something, a shoulder. By the way,
Right.
there will be different money values for certain quadrants.
Yes.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
if you're trying to see them yum yums, you're trying to see that
Yeah.
matchbook. That's like a $50
Big time.
year
Yeah.
subscription commitment. We'll start pulling some stuff on. Again, we haven't asked her, and it's definitely going to piss
Yeah.
her off. But we're just trying to generate.
Yeah,
an
that's a
income.
good idea.
But we'll do her Steve-O on as well, but without asking. Him. We'll
Okay,
just-
Brittany and
I
Chad
can make both of those without those people's permission.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice
you
one
have
of 'em.
a naked
Well, you know what?
picture of Katie.
Forget Steve-O. Give me Ariel instead.
Actually, Brittany has offered, and Ariel did say she's going to be possibly showing up should she be selected for the January 20th Brotherly Love Music
Yes.
and Film Festival in a bikini for the outdoor hot tub.
Seriously?
Feel free, show up. We'll take photos with your permission and Tim's explicit. Your 7'9", almost from the WWE looking sex pot husband,
Yes.
Right.
with his permission. We will do Ariel on this side, Brit on the other.
Yes.
We'll just start peeling cardboard
Can't wait
off
to
of
peel
people,
away.
only to reveal when you finally remove that vaginal covering, it's just Joe yawning. That's the opening of it. Rob has been a goddamn popcorn popper of ideas.
That's what I do.
Can we get into the other one real quick
Yeah, which one?
that you came up with at Vibe, which we're
Yes,
going to talk about?
we
The
are,
Vibe
yeah.
Bussy show was a great time. Rob, Who had the story? I believe it was Tommy on stage, and I know you've got a bit about it.
Yeah.
The female sex toy.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
And it's a lot of stuff, and you hold the bottle of lotion. Well, this will never fit in your ass. And then Tommy's mom is downstairs whipping up a
I
batch
have a
of body
sex toy
butter.
joke. Yeah.
You got a sex toy joke. I think any comedian worth their weight in KY's got one. And Rob is sitting at the bar with me and leans over. I mean, true blue. And it's like, God, why do they have male sex toy parties?
Yeah.
Why isn't there something where we're passing around a fleshlight? Oh, hey, Eric, fuck this real quick. You gotta try this. Hey,
Yes.
Joe, put a dab
You're
of this
putting
in
your finger in it to
All
see
of
if
it.
it's
We'll host it.
We will
Yes.
host it.
a male sex toy
A
party.
male sex toy party, boys only, no girls allowed, nothing but a fun little plate of tapas and a suck and fuck at Rob's apartment, which is
So-
where I just decided in the moment to do it.
Sure.
I'm trying to think of my group of friends. They wouldn't come.
Windsor ain't coming.
It's gonna be hilarious.
Jack might come.
Yeah.
Right. We'll be discussing Jack at the beginning of 2024. Right?
Okay.
Okay.
But he wouldn't
What a
come.
tease.
One of the other, none of the Tim friend group, none of those guys would come. I don't know how we fill it.
I think we'll fill it.
I think there's some
Also,
people
do you
right
have to
there
have
in
somebody
chat.
who sponsors?
Yes.
Right.
We'll get a sponsor.
Oh no,
Fleshlight is the only
Yes.
right.
we actually have
There's
someone
pocket pussies.
on board.
Real dull.
Real doll.
Yes.
Oh my God. You've always wanted to meet Crestivo. Have you ever want to have sex with him? We will have Tommy 3D print his face.
Yes.
That'd be
Put it on
great.
some fat Korean ass. And we'll get
When
one
I
of
think
those.
of fat asses, I think Korea.
I think fat.
I
thick
think
Korean-
Restivo.
I think Restivo and big, thick bubble butt. We'll
All
pull
those rap videos of those Korean asses.
There's a few on
Okay,
OnlyFans that
I'm
I
sure.
follow.
I'm sure.
It's not good.
Yeah.
Really fell down a rabbit hole. So yeah, just 2024 is going to be
All right, let's just
packed
keep-
with shit.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Let's start on the cardboard cutouts.
Okay.
First, we'll get that started in January 20th.
Yeah.
If any of our dear friends would care to show up, you will get extra nods to attend the party, Brittany, Ariel,
Yes.
if you happen to wear a swimsuit.
And Justin, we have a lot of new listeners. Shout out to
Thank
people on
you,
YouTube.
everybody
a
right
lot
now.
of the ads on 90 Rock seem to be working, but just let everybody know the brotherly. What is exactly
One
are
more
these
time.
things that we're watching?
The January 20th party at Dave Denis's house. The setting of the place is this incredible home, full arcade in the basement, beautiful bar. He's got taps in the wall. We'll obviously provide the food. But Eric's brother, Jeremy, part of the Quality Time podcast,
Yes.
Laughs Count Anywhere, new episode coming up soon because we got to get into Survivor Series. He has a horror film that I have never seen. I don't think people that were in it have ever seen. I'm not sure if this is Baby Eater.
No. This is
What's
called The Killer Clown Meets the Candyman.
Yeah,
I
I
think,
think
that's
he
it.
plays the killer clown,
Yeah.
which he also goes around wearing.
It
the
might
killer
not be
clown
the
outfit.
Candyman, but
But
it
it's
is.
something.
yes.
The
akin-
Killer Clown
There is a
meets-
killer clown. Yes,
It meets whatever the hell he meets.
but he's the star.
Exactly. He's the De Niro
Yeah.
of this thing.
He's
And
the
when I
De
think De Niro, much like I think thick, juicy butts, I think Korean, I think De Niro, I think Jeremy Woodruff.
Yes.
So Eric has, I guess, seen this thing and
Uh-huh.
says it has to be seen to be believed.
Can't wait.
There's no describing it.
Do you have a VCR?
Yes,
Dennis?
it's only on Laserdisc.
It makes the room look like Citizen Kane.
Yes, it's only on like high 8. It's on reel to reel. So we're going to be watching that, and we're also going to be listening to a hip hop album my brother once gave me as a Christmas present years ago that I've never been able to bring myself to listen to because it's titled "You're Gonna Die, You're All Gonna Die."
Okay.
And
It's
he's been
positive.
He's been doing fine ever since.
Yeah.
Have I ever shown you the cover of it?
No, I don't believe I have.
It's a hand-drawn label on a Philips or CDR,
Okay.
just a recordable
Yeah.
Okay.
something.
A lot
and
of work, a lot of effort.
It's a lot of upside down crosses dripping blood.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
There's
Mhm.
a theme.
There's a whole
Yeah.
thing.
Do you know how long it is?
I don't. He did release an album prior that was about 12 tracks
Okay.
because I helped him record it at
Okay.
98 Rock. And my
Uh-huh.
boss afterwards said the funniest thing. He said, "Don't do that again."
Or you're fired.
I said, "Okay."
Can we
sorry.
just listen to snippets, or do we listen to the whole?
How about tonight when I get in?
Yeah.
I will
Give it
drag
a
and
little-
drop some
right.
files from there, and
Okay.
I will send them to you.
Okay.
I'm not listening to them. You're going to hear these things live. So we're going to listen to this album. We're going to watch a movie.
Then we're going to
play
debate on what was the best song.
We're
going to
debate
best
the
scene.
best one. Maybe there's a
Yes.
new intro song for this
Yes.
because I don't think that our friend Dan Healy is ever going to get around to recording one for us.
Not going to
Yeah,
happen.
I know, right? We saw him. Did anybody mention anything to him?
Do you know I
about it?
courted
Yep.
him about 3 times?
You did. You
He
said
just
something.
Laughed and ignored
He
it.
laughed in my face. Each time, though, he did pull me closer with kind of a side
Mhm.
bro
Right.
hug.
Like, I'll do it.
And
I'll
we
get
had
it
a
done.
laugh. How about this? Let's take a quick break.
Okay.
Let's thank someone that we need to thank whose beautiful portrait will be on this side of the TV
Gorgeous
at one point.
man.
a handsome son of a bitch and a guy that'll get all of us out of trouble one day. That'll be Randolph Rice and everybody from Rice, Mirth, and Pesaurus, your personal injury lawyers.
Hey there, cats and kittens. It's Justin from the DLP Agenda here, sending some love my way to my favorite member of the Rice, Mirtha, and Pesaurus legal team, Mr. Randolph Rice himself. I think of my man while I sip out of this snifter of brandy, stretching out half-dressed on this alpaca rug, 75% alpaca. The other 25%, it's asbestos, which leads me to believe I've got a personal injury case that I could hit up my boy toy with. That's right, Randolph Rice, the leader of the squad, double R-rated lawyer superstar, the undefeated, undisputed, reigning, defending legal champion who's going to step into the squared circle of that judge's courtroom, and the next thing you know, your case and the opposition, you're going through a flaming table of raw sexual financial satisfaction. I want you to look up the entire team right now at Rice, Mirtha, Pesaurus by going to ricelawmd.com/. That's ricelawmd.com/.
Vibe in the books, Thanksgiving Eve last week. That was a packed day.
Annapolis, Maryland, right in the town center there.
We helped begin to build this studio.
Oh, yeah.
Then we went and shot something with a guy that we're going to get into a little bit later on in the program.
Right.
Shout out Ryan, Air Bear Productions.
Thank you, Ryan.
And then we went to Vibe for Bussy.
Yeah, let me start by saying this. So it was Eric and Tommy. They are Bussy. They also performed singularly, however you say
Stand-up.
that, right?
Mhm.
Stand up. And then also another musical act, Daphne, what's her last name?
London.
Daphne London. Is that
Very
right?
funny.
So I'm there. Now, by the way, I put the show together.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
This was all
So
you.
I put it together, right? I'm the one who got the advertising done. I'm the one who got the acts booked. I'm the one who did all that.
The
I
money.
mean, you're also the promoter too. I mean, if there was, I'm going to give a round number. There's 100 people in there.
Right.
95 of them we brought.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
all in the, there was,
Yes.
yes, 98 Rock or
Mhm.
friends of ours. That's
It
who
was
there, right?
JSS 98 and DLP
Mhm.
vastly
Right.
represented. I mean, almost all of the chat was there that night.
Yeah.
Shoemake, we missed you. You'll be at the next one.
Mhm.
Kelsey was there.
Hackman
Fucking
was there.
wasted.
Yeah.
Love
She
it.
had a massive bar tab. She was-
Jeremy was there.
Jeremy
Yeah.
was
Dressed
there.
up crazy.
Our
Yeah.
friend Norris was there. We'll get
Yeah.
into that
Carl
in
Heim.
a second. Carl
Oh,
Heim
yeah,
was
yeah.
there. Yeah. Our buddy Tim, who made this bad boy and it's making our desk,
Mhm.
was
Yes.
there.
Love it.
And but yeah, the
But-
lineup was great and a
So,
ton of fun was had.
I said, they're like, oh, this girl Daphne, she's very funny. I'd never seen her before. So they go, I go, well, where is she? I'll meet her. They go, oh, she's right over there. Well, she's sitting by herself, right?
Yeah.
So I walk over and I go, oh, hey, Daphne, I'm Joe Robinson. She's like, oh, hi. Now I'm like, does she know that does she know who I am? Right. So
She looks like you're responsible for an Amber Alert.
I don't know how to.
Do you
and
think she knew who you were?
Well, I literally go, do you know who I am? So it's awkward. So she goes, oh, yeah. I go, yeah. I put the, whatever, never mind.
I built the
So
whole thing.
I was like, whatever. Hey, good to me. So it was so awkward.
Well,
It was
did you
so-
book her or did Tommy and Eric book
Tommy
her
and
for
Eric
that?
did.
Okay, so there's a level of
I
disconnect.
understand that, but I'm like, I just was coming to introduce myself. I didn't know if she knew who I was. And then when you say, do you know who I am? It's
Came
like, what the
across
fuck
as
am
a
I doing?
real dick.
Right. So then I'm like, okay, whatever. Okay, I blew it. Whatever. Can't have a conversation with. I'm awkward. So I leave. After she performs, by the way, she's very funny.
Yeah, she crushed.
She's very funny. After it's over, I walked up and I go, hey, great job. You were really funny. She goes, well, you should grab some of my merch. Okay.
I'm telling you, I'm
Good
starting to
for
like
her.
her. I'm starting to like her a lot more.
Big hustle.
And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
Big
I
hustle.
go, do you know who I am? Right.
Did you say that again?
Oh my
I
God.
never mind. Like I couldn't explain to her that I'm not a fan. Although I am a fan.
I am a fan
I
of these
didn't know how to
guys.
write.
The same way
Anyway,
Bob Rock
yeah.
is a fan of Metallica and helped make their album.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm involved in this. It's whatever. Fuck it. I blew it the second time. Right. Well, then as
You
we're
didn't
leaving,
mention our podcast.
I did. What could I say? I didn't even know how to talk to this person.
Daphne
Right?
just became Mac Bergson's new favorite.
Right,
Number
right.
one, yes.
So then we're leaving, and she's getting into her car, and I'm like, should I go try to explain?
No,
to her?
please don't tell me you
don't
did.
tell me you
So-
want
Now
so
it's
to.
then-
now
there.
it's weird. It's
And
really
I'm
on
like-
you.
I'm like, good night.
Oh, God. Thank
I
God.
didn't do it.
I'm not sure.
But it was
I'm
so
not sure if I'm
awkward.
making myself clear. There was a lot of awkward.
I'm
fun,
a person, all
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
You know who I am is the show title right now as of 30 minutes.
Acknowledge me. Acknowledge me.
I mean,
Yes.
okay,
the
whatever.
tribal dick.
Yeah. Haven't you heard? I have a reputation.
On the island of irrelevancy.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that's a laughs count anywhere
Yes.
bit. There were some conversations that night. There's actually a question in the chat, and I don't see how this could have happened.
Okay.
Hackman wants to know, did I upset Joe at Vibe? Don't know why.
Did Hackman
asked-
upset me?
Hackman wrote,
God.
Hackman couldn't have disturbed water if he
I
put his
don't-
finger in. He's such
yeah.
a sweetheart. Did I upset
The
Joe
answer
at
is no.
Vibe? Did
no,
Hackman
of
upset
course
you?
he didn't upset me.
Of course not.
Why? How could he possibly have ever upset me?
Not know who you are.
He's a gentle boy.
He
called-
knows who I am.
He called
okay?
you Jim Richardson. Yeah.
Yes. No. He did.
Called
No.
you Robbie.
What is that?
Did
No,
you
of
buy
course
any,
you didn't upset
You
me.
buying Hackman's merch?
You know, yeah. Check my merch out.
Yeah.
By the way, when I left, I saw her merch. I
Yeah.
purposely didn't grab it.
I'm not buying
I'm not
nothing.
grabbing.
The last person that said you buy my merch was Dan Ninen.
Yeah, you're right. Yes, I'm not buying your merch.
Also, if you're listening, my man, I said this to you and I mean it. Norris, you fucking
What's
angel.
up, Norris?
Norris, you
I love
are
Norris.
Norris
Yes.
is the best. Norris is such a sweetheart, and he was very kind,
Mhm.
and he was very heavy duty with the compliments. And I don't take a compliment well, and I don't take multiple well. And there was a moment where I was watching the show, and I was a fan of Bussy the way we all are.
Mhm.
But I caught him out of my periphery, and he wanted to come over. I think he wanted to bullshit a little bit about skating. Norris
Right.
skated back in the day, he's skating
Right.
again, and he's doing this like shimmy towards me.
You see
And he's
him coming,
and I
right.
see him coming, and I'm no selling it. I'm like, I'm gonna let this guy make his way over to me, however he's most comfortable.
Yeah.
And he does the polio shuffle over to me. I was like, I think like you might have been. Are your kneecaps backwards? The way he was walking, I was like, okay, all right. And I even told him, I was like, Bud, I need you to breathe. It's me. And I mean,
He's treating you the opposite of how Daphne London treated me, right?
Dead
No, he was treating us. I started to think
was
that he
such
didn't
a
know
nice
who we
guy.
are. We thought we were somebody else.
Oh, he thought you were more
It was
important.
big, exactly. No, he was like,
Are you Taylor Swift?
Are you Dave Grohl? Are you Ray Lewis? Like, no, it's Justin, Rob, and
Yeah.
Joe.
Welcome to the Taylor Swift, Dave Grohl, and Ray Lewis.
Yeah, I paid,
branding.
I paid to be here, and it's a free show. And we were talking, and we were having a great
That
time.
would be a podcast.
And Jesus, that would be a Mega Millions podcast. But we talked about skating and wrestling and the show and all that. So it was awesome getting to see Norris's fiance was a sweetheart.
Yes.
I want to see you at future events, and I want you to just walk up and wrap them hugging arms around me and just relax because there's a bunch of idiots in this thing. Yes, we do need to acknowledge the floor at Vibe because
Can't that be prevented?
I have a feeling that they tore up the old floor and there was some sort of
epoxy.
There was, I guess, because like I had my floors redone. I had fake wood floors and I had them replaced with faker wood floors.
Okay.
And when they pulled the stuff up, it was covered in the stuff, as you'd say.
Yeah.
And it was sticky, and you could hear the stickiness of it. And I looked down. I think the guy that runs Vibe, angel of a man, is redoing the place. And I think that's the epoxy from the old floor. But fuck me, I felt like Spider-Man.
I'm like, can't you just run a mop over this thing?
I don't know if you can.
You think that's it?
You would think that if that was it, they would just do that. But maybe they're not. I don't know.
No, if it's adhesive from the old floor, that takes chemical to get
Dude,
off.
you're not kidding, Robbie. This shit. Like if you walked in there with a flip flop or a croc on, you're losing it. It's coming
felt
right
like
off your foot.
It was previous night's drinks. That's what it felt like to me.
Do you know that Tony Graysick,
Mhm.
aka Larry Poon, used to have a roommate who had a band whose name reminds me of how that floor felt?
What was it called?
Bukkake Party Tonight. That's 100%
folk rock.
It was a lot. It was like a Simon and Garfunkel cover.
Yes, I could see that.
Yeah, but it definitely felt like Peter North redid the place.
Yeah.
But it was a great show. We're going to have another show there we aren't, but there's going to be another show there on December 23rd, which I'm booking. But I'm going to ask you guys, unless you are directly in Annapolis, you're instead going to want to come to Magoobies.
Please.
Two shows at Magoobies Joke
That's
House
where we're going to be.
Murder on 34th Street.
So let's back up from Christmas and go back to Thanksgiving. Now, you know, Rob was here for my Thanksgiving.
Yes.
He came.
Well,
I
breakfast.
knew this.
Right. We had a breakfast Thanksgiving. And let me tell you something. It before it even started, it was terrifying because who's going to be there but Gramps?
Okay.
Yes.
Oh boy. Okay.
It was great to see him.
But also James and his girlfriend are there.
James is your son.
James
Okay.
is my son. Also, my other son James was also there. It's hard to explain, but I guess another guy, and Rob was there. So it was, and me and Katie. It was what, 6 people there, 6 or 7.
Mac would like to know, were there any muffins by the time people got there?
There was 4 muffins uneaten.
Yes, he replaced them.
Good.
But of course, Gramps, he does this thing where he goes, "How does a guy as ugly as you get a girl like this?" Well, he said that to his grandson.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, okay, I don't,
Well, the first thing he says, he goes, I can't stop staring at you because you're so pretty. Can you do something about that?
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know what to do. This is how I look.
Jeez, you think I got stock lines on stage?
Yeah.
Right. Holy shit.
Well, yeah. Let me go back. God, this was so fucking annoying.
By the way, Joe was getting annoyed. I was loving it.
I bet you were in heaven.
Well, Rob was there.
I wish I was sitting next to you.
It was
The good thing about Rob being there is that he saw it happening. He's like, okay, Joe never exaggerates.
No.
It's actually worse than I say. So we're on our way. I picked him up at his place, and we're on our way. And he goes, "You didn't tell me we were having breakfast." I go, "No, I definitely told you we were having breakfast." He goes, "No, you didn't. I swear you didn't." I'm like, "Well, okay. You don't know who LeBron James is. Let's not. Okay. The idea of you remembering and me not, it's probably on you, but
the
it's
favor is towards you."
He goes, "Because I already ate a big bowl of cereal." Okay. I go, "Okay, well then, no matter what we were having, you were already eat. Why did you do it?"
That's what we were gonna serve.
Yeah, it's like
just a huge bowl of family style Captain Crunch.
Robbie,
family style, one huge bowl, 20 spoons.
So he ate a big bowl of cereal, and that's the reason he was upset we were having breakfast. And I go, "Well, you shouldn't have eaten anyway. You understand? It doesn't matter what you had." What was his response?
Oh, he was hungry for cereal.
Robbie?
I had my tasters set.
I had my taster set. That was it. That's what he said. Yes.
Line?
Yes, I had my taster
for what?
set.
For turkey?
He had his taster set for Thanksgiving food, so he couldn't eat the breakfast food because he already had his taster set.
What does that mean?
But wasn't he having Thanksgiving later?
Let me give you the background.
Yeah, what is tasters?
So he would always say to Tish, he would yell up
his wife,
"Hey, what's for dinner?" And she goes, "I don't know yet. I'm figuring it out." And he'd say it 5 minutes later, "Do you know what we're having yet?" "No, I don't know yet." What, why do you need to know?" "I got to get my tasters set."
Yeah, he has to set his tasters, which, by the way, isn't a thing.
What does that mean?
It means he's got to get his mind right.
By the way, of course, he had turkey later. They had another meal at the place.
I imagine in like the top drawer of his armoire at his old house, he opens this up and he takes out this mahogany maple case and he opens it up and there's a selection of 6 different tongues.
Yes.
And he goes, what are we having tonight? Ooh, do we go Asian or I don't know, maybe
Mexican,
spicy Tex-Mex? Ooh, Americana.
Dessert.
Let me screw my taster on. All right, honey, I'm coming downstairs with my taster. Now, someone was like, "You pick him up," and he's upset because they already had a whole blooming onion for breakfast.
Yeah, I'm not thrilled with Robbie's current girlfriend because she got him back to be able to listen to the regular show.
Oh, welcome, Gramps.
So
good
now,
job,
so he's going to hear this.
Did you call Robbie's fiance his current girlfriend?
That's what I meant. His fiance,
his forever love.
So I wish he wasn't hearing this, but who knows? Maybe he's not even listening at this point. Maybe he's got tired at this point.
Yeah.
He isn't listening.
Yeah. Maybe he doesn't have his listener set for the DOP.
We had mimosas. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I can't just give my father. I have to limit his drinks.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just have to hand him a champagne flue with orange juice in it. And just tell him.
What we did was we do sparkling cider.
Genius.
Nice.
So he didn't get any alcohol. Now he's going to hear that. He's going to be mad.
Sorry, pal.
Right. He's not going to be thrilled with hearing that. But yeah, we did that. But he also said, and he was sitting there, and when Rob was there, and he goes, Joe tells the truth, but he always, how did he say it? How exactly did he say it?
He always leaves out facts or something.
He said something like, somehow I tell the truth, but I still end up making him like
you misrepresent him.
Yeah, I go, well, no. I'm just literally telling what happened. So he told the story, if you listened last week, about the lady who died at there.
Yeah.
His story was worse than mine. Don't you agree?
The one that he claimed that he was having an affair with.
Yes,
There was rumors that they were having an affair.
There was a rumor.
At the wake and the celebration of life.
Yeah.
You missed it. He declared to everybody in attendance, family included. For those that are here, there's a rumor going around that we were having an affair. And then didn't you tell me he denied ever having said that?
Well, no. Here's what he said. So look, this is what happened. The lady at the place said, "Hey, these guys there's something not kosher going on with these two down in the dining area."
Hell yeah.
That's what he says. That's what she said. And I said something to my father, and he goes, "I'm not having," he said to explain that, that they're not doing anything.
I'm not putting gravy on those taters.
Well, now he's come to say, yeah, the nurse came up to me and said, hey, you're sleeping with that woman. I go, that never happened. You
He had
understand?
his taster set for
He's
ass.
now Jerry.
Analingus tongue.
He's now somehow gerrymandered the story to where now somebody from the place, which would never happen, comes up to him and goes, I know what you're up to. I go, no, Dad, no, I'm the one who received that call and said something to you. He's now imagined the nurse coming to him and accusing him of doing something he's perfectly allowed to do, right?
Yeah.
It makes absolutely no sense.
You're not married.
Well, can I say this? The key thing that he claimed you got wrong, it's the story about, because he's the ambassador at this place.
Right.
When somebody comes in, a new person, he shows them all the amenities. And
remember
all
the story I told
events.
last week about him walking into a woman's bedroom?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a new woman. She's 95 years old. He goes, her door's open, so he walks in her room.
Yeah.
And then is Nancy, nothing. Keeps getting closer. Nancy walks into her bedroom.
Yes.
Nancy, she's under the covers,
Yes.
hiding. She's terrified.
She's terrified.
Her first
She's been
day there,
abandoned
some guys
by her
walked
family.
into her room.
So that's the story I told.
Right.
It's completely true. It's
And-
not exaggerated.
And then you said in your version of the story,
Yes.
you handed her like the pamphlet or something.
business card.
You put it on the
said
the bed.
I said you handed it to her, and he goes, "No, I put it on the end table."
Yeah, so
That was the problem.
So
he
that's
had.
the difference.
What?
That's where he had a problem.
I slid it right
Yeah.
into her labia.
He also, he
There
also,
you go.
He doesn't understand. The point of the story is that you walked in on her in her
Yes.
bed.
Yes,
her
I'm
room.
sorry I
You broke
accused
into her
you
house.
of
Yeah.
45 degrees away is where you placed it.
I didn't
Versus,
wedge it under her left titty. It was the right. Like, okay,
Yeah.
semantics.
yeah, the other thing that he added about the woman who died is he goes, "Yeah, I said, hey, did she commit suicide?"
Yes,
I go, "Gee."
yes,
So again,
Because he asked her,
Buddy.
how did she die?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the only way someone would say no to me.
so anyway, so he tried to explain that
Suicide's
I
hilarious.
try to
Oh,
make him look
cramps.
bad. Meanwhile, he's telling these stories that they're so much worse than my version of them. And I apologize for not having the best version. I'm glad
Yeah.
my father was there.
I'm
to-
glad
you,
he was
Graham.
able to,
Yeah.
to help us out with that. Hey, how is Charlotte?
Charlotte was great. Welcome. I definitely think we have some new listeners. Charlotte Comedy Zone. The Comedy Zone is a chain. That's their flagship venue, if you will. They're based out of Charlotte. And 4 shows Friday, Saturday, and then the office trivia show Sunday. Almost sold out at 350, like 330. So we
Oh,
made
hell yeah.
some money this weekend.
And I don't want to front sell too much. Big talk today, 3800 Hooper Avenue, about the next DLP trivia JSS crossover.
Can't
it is.
wait.
Oh, hell
Like,
yeah.
the themes were discussed.
Oh, awesome.
Prizes were discussed.
Yes.
Josh's involvement was discussed.
Yes,
so
yes
just
to all those.
you're going to get
Okay.
a call soon. It's probably going to be in a general area. We're going to get on the other side of football and
Mhm.
polar bear plunge, but that's going to
All
be
right.
it
Makes
will
sense.
happen before our big April spring thing concert. Something's going to happen because
Perfect.
everyone was as impressed as can be with Seinfeld.
So Dave's oldest daughter, Margot, dates this guy, Sean. And Sean is from Charlotte.
The influencer guy.
Yes, he's a TikTok guy. Sean Shutt. Check him out. He's does very well on TikTok. He showed me some of his videos. Frankly, don't really understand what's going on, but that's okay.
Okay.
They're
So,
not meant for us.
Yeah. But I did tell him the story
You weren't influenced.
about how we because I don't know, maybe this was on Patreon, but there was a TikTok that he did with
Oh, yes,
Dave's
that's right.
daughter that I was watching, and before I heard what really happened, I said, "Oh, Dave, I think this is Sean and Margot," and then I played it and it took a
Yeah,
turn.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I remember the
So I-
video without getting
Yeah, I don't
into
want
Check
it.
out
to. But anyway,
Patreon.
but
But
I told him
anyways-
that, and he got a big laugh. Anyway,
He might
so,
have needed a personal injury lawyer.
Yes.
RiceLawMD.com/Koechner.
So Dave brought his entire family down, his kids, and they went on Wednesday, and they went to this guy's family's house for Thanksgiving. And this guy also wants to do stand up, so he said, "Can I do some time on your shows Saturday night?" And we were trying to figure out, well, where was the best slot for that to do that? You know,
The Sunday.
no, I mean
I'm
the
just
slot
kidding.
on
Like
show.
on the
I know.
show. I mean,
Yeah.
a guest set is traditionally after MC, before feature.
Right.
Yeah.
Depending on prominence of person. Let's say you and Koechner are doing a show, and someone like a Chad Daniels comes in. He's got chops. He's got
Right.
a tenure.
Mhm.
He could go on before a headliner and not ruin a show.
We did that with Pete Lee and
Yeah.
Phoenix, I believe.
It's someone that's a roll of the
Mhm.
dice. You got to get him early because unfortunately the feature does need to be the buffer. The
Yeah.
headliner deserves to have a clean palette to
Mhm.
Well, it's
paint
tough.
on.
It would be tough for him to follow me too, and he
Yeah.
said that he didn't want to do that.
So I'd say, yeah, right after the MC.
we don't have an MC.
Oh,
we have a
shit.
2-person show.
Oh.
So this is what I'm asking you. What do you do in that situation?
I take my set. It's a 2-person thing. I go and I MC for a moment. I welcome everyone.
Yeah.
We're having a great time tonight. Hey, before we get the show rolling, we got a special guest. Welcome to the stage. Koechner's daughter's boyfriend.
Yes.
And then I bring him up. I don't do any stand-up.
Yeah, is that what you did?
No, we had him just open the show.
Okay.
So
Yes. And
Oh.
this is, keep in mind, this was his 10th and 11th time ever on stage. He's
Okay.
done
Okay.
open mics in LA. And it's a packed house. It's 5 times bigger than any show he's ever done.
Right.
He's got his girlfriend there, who's never seen him do stand-up. He's got his, her dad there, who's everyone's there to see. He's got me there that he thinks I'm really funny. So he's got his friends there. So there's a lot.
Oh,
Right?
his friends are there.
So this is the second show that came. The first, but this is and he was nervous. He's doing some drinks and stuff. And look, he's clearly not. You could tell he's only been doing that long. But if we're doing a pass fail, he passed.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Because
Okay.
he got some laughs.
He's got
Nobody
capability.
saw
Right.
it and was like, that kid's
Like,
horrible.
God, we can't do that.
Look, he had.
This reminds me of a Thanksgiving Eve show at the Comedy
Nah.
Factory. Oh, again, how
No.
that happened?
Well, he was going over his jokes, and he's like, he had some joke about like, I love being back in the South, and it's some Walmart thing. And I go, well, let's introduce you. The MC saying you're doing shows in LA, but you're coming back home. You're a Charlotte boy.
Yeah.
And then you tell that joke, and that's just going to be an easy. The South is better. They're just
Right.
going to like you.
Yeah.
And so we sort of organized his set so that he would do fine, and he did do fine. So kudos to you. So he's like, hey, I can help you out with your TikToks. And I'm like, well, we don't know the algorithm. And he didn't do it, but his daughter or his girlfriend, Margot, Dave's daughter, who's not really a TikToker, she's done like 3 videos. She did one with her dad in it. And this, you would think that she would do more because of this. How many views does this one video have?
How about this? How many views?
1.3 million.
That's the first guess.
Yeah, well,
Wow. I was going to say, how many were on our last one? And we'll compare.
Yeah.
We're on TikTok, by the
Right.
way. Follow us on TikTok.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it at DLP Agenda or the DLP Agenda? Just to give it out while we're having a TikTok discussion, at DLP on YouTube, and we got it all over Instagram, everything. Just give us a follow while we're here.
Yes.
We're putting up content. Little clips
The
of some
DLP Agenda podcast.
the DLP Agenda podcast on TikTok. I will say 800,000.
I'll say 500,000.
Okay. We have 1 million and we have
1.3.
800,000.
800,
Okay.
500.
You should probably add those up and then
seriously?
multiply by about, I can't do the math, but I don't know, 40 million.
What the fuck?
40.9 million. It's just her
How
lip syncing
hell?
to some rap song, and then Dave comes in and lip syncs to the relax. It's 15-second song.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
hell.
So you think that she would do more? She doesn't give a shit, right? But I'm like, holy shit. Okay, good for you. So,
Oh
now
my
I'm playing
God.
in
Well,
chat. Sorry.
Jesse Hitchcock, give us a follow. Jesse
Yeah.
checks in, says, wanted to say, after teaching a bunch of 10-year-olds all day, you guys are a great respite for me a few times a week. Thank you guys. No, thank you, Melissa. Pleasure, and Brittany as well.
Yes.
Damn. So that's you got to kind of milk that relationship.
So I got to, yeah. So afterwards, he's got some friends there for the late show, and she and him go, "Hey, Rob, do you want to hang out with us tonight?" And like his kids, they all adore me, and we get along. We've hung out enough, and it's just her and her brother Charlie, only ones that are legally can go out,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and then her boyfriend's friends. And I'm like, sure, I'd love to go out with you. So I assume we're just going to go to some place, near the hotel. The hotel's 8 minutes away from the venue. So me and Dave, we're wrapping up. They leave before we're wrapping up. And then he's not going. He's just going home. And I go, yeah, I think I'm going out with the kids. And he goes, all right, well, let's get back to the hotel first, figure out where they're at. So as we're leaving, right next to the Comedy Zone in the same building it's a nightclub. It's called
Yeah.
World.
Okay.
And it's just, there's, they pat you down. It's just
Mhm.
loud music.
Yeah.
And as we're driving out, I say, you know what? Even when I was younger, I never had
that scene never interested
not
me.
interested at all.
Unless one woman was in that venue that I was desperately trying to bed down.
Yes.
I would never go there
No
with my
chance.
friends. No.
So I'm like, that's literally what I said essentially. So we drive back to the hotel. He calls his daughter. Where you at? We're at World.
No.
The place we
Yeah.
Just said,
I'm like, you
fuck
got to be
this.
kidding me. So I go, all right, well, I guess I'm going back there. And then I go in and I wait in line. And then I'm like, are you really going to card me? Like, come on.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he goes, we're good. Pat you down.
Cool.
Fucking go in.
Hey, what's the closest bar to pay $15 for a Coors Light at? Where's the
We'll get to that.
Okay,
Is there a cover? Of course there are. Here's $10, right? I come in and I haven't drank at all the whole night.
Right.
So they've started drinking. And they're like, let's do shots. And it's so loud. I can't really, they're trying to talk to me. I can't hear anything.
Right. That's your superpower. You
Right,
don't even,
yeah.
you can't even use it.
No, I can't use it.
Right.
And like, I'm not used to like being in night clubs. It's like, if you live in Florida and you go to like, today you think it's the coldest day of all time.
Yeah.
It's 45 degrees. So they're used to loud situations and I'm older, so I can't hear anything. So we get a shot. Then I go to the bartender, Tito soda. What? Tito soda. Pours the Tito's, points at a can of Coke. I go, no soda.
soda water.
She points to the Coke. I go, soda water. She goes, I don't know. I said, club soda. Doesn't know. Then she talks to her manager. She comes like, oh, she takes the gun thing that has the fucking
that has
soda
the
water.
shit in the
it's
gun.
in the Mount Rushmore things you need. There's water,
Yeah.
Coke, Diet Coke,
Club soda.
That's
Right.
on the Mount Rushmore
right,
mixers.
exactly.
Yeah.
Jesus. So then I gave her the card. Keep it open.
Oh,
She
fuck.
goes, oh, no. She goes, you can't do that. I'm like, all right. So then I got to, every time I do this. So then I go to the other side of the bar later. Like, all right, I didn't even pay attention to what it costs. I go, it's just Tito's and pineapple this time. And $16. This is a single. I'm like, all right. So then I noticed, like, I'm like, Dave's daughter, she's not a big girl. She's been doing some shots. Let's get her a water. Gotta get a water. Thinking, tap water.
Yeah.
Bottle, $8. I'm like, and like,
no,
the music is awful. No one's dancing. And I'm
Nowhere
like,
to sit.
why are we here?
You got
Did you know any of the songs?
It was Latin night. I didn't know any of the fucking songs. No one's dancing.
there's nothing to eat,
nothing.
nowhere
to
to sit,
nowhere
to
to
park
sit,
your walker.
nothing. And she goes,
Was
to
there?
me,
Yeah. Sorry.
because she's like trying to like hook me up with somebody. Like, do you see a girl you like? What would I do if I did?
What the hell
What
would
am I gonna say? to
You're
her?
right.
I don't. I'm not hot.
like to have sex
I can't dance. We can't talk to each other.
Yeah.
It's like if I was a homeless guy and I'm on Mickey selling me a car. Pick a car you like. Well, I don't have any money or a place of appointment or a 500 credit score. That's all I have.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's like, I don't know. What if I did like her? Yeah, I'll take her. It's like,
You're at a buffet with no plate. Okay, there's
but it was just like, why am I here? I just felt like the old guy. They finally left. And I'm like, thank God.
How long were you there?
No, what was the tab? What was the tab?
No, I bought that one drink on my card. What I guess it was $20 after
Okay.
that. And then I bought the water and the other thing, and that was another,
You probably still
$30.
spent 50, 60 bucks. there.
Exactly.
After
And I had a
tip.
horrible time.
Yeah.
Plus the cover.
And this is one of those places that's going to have a bathroom attendant.
Yeah.
You want to turn me
Mhm.
away? Have a weird, broken man standing near where I shit with a plate of mints and
Yeah, I know.
aftershave.
What was the cover?
I hate it.
Guy was $10, so I
Okay.
guess that wasn't too bad.
And it was packed.
It was halfway packed. I guess we were still relatively early. I guess for a nightclub, it was like 11:30 or something. I mean, I don't know. When the fuck
If she
nightclubs
comes to
get
town with
poppin'.
Dave next time he visits, take her to the stables.
There you go.
Take her to the stables in Westminster, man.
Well, I got drunk last night, just like we got drunk last week on our Patreon. The Buzz Genda. Here's a little taste of it.
Sorry, babe.
Yeah, sorry about that. That's 100% on me. I'm going to have to do a big old cleanup after this.
I got it.
Now, Katie, again,
Maybe we
Katie-
should drink more.
Well, we
Yeah.
can't stop the show.
Yeah,
we
we're
can't
rolling.
stop.
Well, hey, at least at least it's on me this time. It's fully on me. I'm the one that fucking
good point.
knuckled
Why
the drink.
can't we stop? Now we're not.
But we're not on video. We're not on video.
We're not.
It's
on
okay.
video.
This is pure audio only. You can
This
throw that
is
goddamn thing
worst
across the room,
fucking
Angel.
idea we've ever had.
This is the best thing we've ever done, and we'll
This-
continue to.
It's
The
over.
DLP Buzzed Agenda,
Yes.
exclusive on Patreon. Rob
All
drinking
right, okay.
rum and cokes, Joe drinking a glass of elf cum, and I am also just pounding Bacardi.
You can just set that right over
And
there.
Katie just wanting to pound us in the head with an aluminum
Katie-
baseball bat, and she'd deserve to do so.
The DLP agenda.
Yeah, some people have already noticed what's in front of you there,
Yeah.
Joe. Some people have already noticed
Spill proof. Check it
brand new
out. That's
keyboard.
right.
Yep, got a brand new spill proof. Put that son of a bitch in your dishwasher. It'll come out minty fresh keyboard because the old one did not survive the first of what I hope becomes an annual
No,
tradition.
People loved it. People are
of the
are-
DLP.
Or a biannual tradition.
People
Buzzed
want
agenda.
in. Tom Nutty wants in. I think somebody's sending you
or semi-annual.
OnlyFans
Apologies.
subscriptions. Now, after the
I'd
show, you just broke a keyboard. I dropped a glass that
Yeah.
shattered on the living room.
Oh, it made me feel so
on the
much
dining
better.
room floor.
Yeah, I got in trouble eating a muffin. I was the best of the three of
You
us.
really were.
Yeah,
by a lot.
Yeah, you ate
But-
a muffin. I ruined electronics equipment, and Rob just spiked a glass.
But I think it was what you want out of a drunk episode because it wasn't just being silly. There were actually
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
no,
shared some
yeah,
things.
yeah.
And you did say something regarding my a sexual sabbatical, if you will.
Yeah.
You said use the term slump buster, like and I when I get that term, I know what that means, but I don't think I'm in a slump because a slump would imply that I'm at bat. I'm taking swings.
I
Does
understand.
that
You're
make
not
sense?
even on the team
Right,
right now. That's what you're
exactly,
saying,
yeah.
right?
So like if I'm shooting my shot and not then it's in a slump.
Your gear's not
No,
even
I
on.
don't want
Right.
to. I don't want to give too much away that we.
It's a good
discussed
conversation.
on
You
the
should check it out.
on
It's
the
a
on the
great
Patreon.
It's both funny and exceptionally deep for
Yeah,
us.
Yes.
yeah, but yeah, I guess you'd have to go to the Patreon.
And
'cause
we're
I don't
drunk.
want to elaborate. Yeah,
Right.
and we get drunk. Hey, can I talk about KDR has a Christmas tree up? Did I tell you guys
Of course,
that?
Yeah,
And-
love it.
As you know, we talked about it before. It used to be rose gold. Now it's gold and blue.
Yeah.
And the only two ornaments that aren't gold and blue on the tree are the ornaments made by Tim, 2023
Mhm.
friend Tim,
Yes.
of Oscar and Olive. There's no other tree that's there's no other ornament that's allowed on the tree.
Would my Christmas tree give her an aneurysm?
She couldn't. No, your kid can't make it. Can't be a handprint. There can't be drawing of a.
There's
Can't be a
pipe
picture. Of
cleaner
something.
shit.
None of that
There's
stuff.
from
Can't have
mall
any love in
kiosks.
character.
None of that stuff can be on there. But also, Katie has all white lights and there's a wreath in every window.
It's like something you'd see in the White House.
right, but we
Or
didn't.
like Saks Fifth Avenue in New York.
Yes.
It's gorgeous.
She wanted to get a wreath for the front door, which we have now. Do you guys have any idea how much wreaths cost?
I do. 'Cause
You
I
know, Rob,
tried
take a
to
guess
buy-
what now let me say this. We made a special trip to Homestead Gardens
Okay.
in pursuit of a wreath. Now we have just
This is
regular
an actual an actual growing
No,
plant or
it's-
whatever.
it's-
or is
No,
it-
it's
the
is
one
it
that I
fake?
looked into is artificial.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure mine's the ones we were
I'll
looking
give
at
you
were
a jumping
artificial.
off point for them. I used to have a guy that I hired to put
Mhm.
up my Christmas lights for me, and he got weird and began to text me all throughout the year about everything that was going on with his child support case, and I just had to block him.
Sounds
So I
fun.
found someone new, and I said, and he offered multiple tiers of services, including lights and wreaths. He's like, I can put a wreath on every single one of these
Mhm.
window. If you want to step it up to finer smoking pleasure, I'll even put a candle, an LED candle in the middle of the wreath. I'm like, that'd be awesome. He's like, yeah, it's $240 a window. I have 8 windows.
Now, see, that's a ripoff.
$240 a window for a wreath and a candle. It's like $2,000
Tawanda, and
without the lights.
we've gotten, or she's, excuse me, she's gotten a lot of compliments on her wreath. Her mom copied her. She went to Hobby Lobby and just bought the artificial wreath and then bought little accoutrements.
And she
to
made
go in.
it?
She made it herself. And everything on Hobby Lobby is always 50% off.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
always some sale. I mean, now she had to do it, put it together, maybe $40.
So if
And then she
you
bought lights too. So
if
maybe it's
you-
$50.
had the fucking audacity to spend
Right.
$40 on a wreath
Yeah.
at Homestead Gardens, you couldn't get
There's no
one.
way.
Right.
It would
You can't
literally-
get in the door for
you
$40.
couldn't get anything there. Every wreath I looked at, oh, that's $139. Oh, that wreath's $249. And of course, I'm like, all right, now I agreed to buy a wreath, and
Yeah.
I was buying one, but thank God, my wife's like, that's too much to spend on a wreath. Right
Thank
now, we end up
you.
going to HomeSense and getting a wreath, still $40.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, it
But
was still $40.
She came to her sense.
She'll
But,
probably
right.
doctor it up a little bit too.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's out
Zazz it
front.
up.
You can see it. It looks good, and there's a
Let's
wreath on
talk
every
about
window.
how shitty we think it looks.
Yeah.
But
Buy that cheap ass wreath.
When we
Green
were there-
buttholes.
Yeah.
when we were at Homestead Gardens, there's a lady there. There's 2 ladies. Okay,
I'm out.
one lady's holding a hawk, and
Wait,
the
what?
other lady's
An actual
Like a
hawk?
goddamn falconer.
yes, correct.
Carry this
Okay.
message to the 1350s.
Okay.
And the other lady's holding an owl. Okay,
Neither one worked there. They're just insane.
I don't really know what this little thing was. Maybe it's like Save the Owls or something. I
Yeah.
know that they're
Owl I want for Christmas.
So we walk up to the lady with the owl. Okay? Is that the show title?
Owl I want for Christmas. Okay.
We walk up to the lady. This owl, it's about this big. If you're looking on YouTube,
This is Owl Bundy.
it's this owl cowlings. This thing is fucking,
Really? Owl calling?
Yeah.
Okay, that's right.
That's right. The first thing I mind.
Good pull. Yeah.
Yeah, you put a little white Bronco.
Okay.
Anyway, this thing is fucking adorable. Okay, this owl, it's the cutest little owl you ever saw. It's got one eye. It's completely black.
It's a real owl.
It's alive.
It's a screech owl. Okay.
Okay.
I go. She goes, yes, it's a screech owl. I go, oh, is it loud? She goes, it's never made a sound. I go, okay.
I don't believe you.
I go, is it blind in that eye? She goes, yes, it is blind in this eye.
You got a defective owl.
She goes, it was trying to get what it thought was a mouse and it was hit by a car. I'm like, okay.
Okay,
She
so
goes-
this is also the dumbest owl
Yeah.
that it
She
mistook
goes-
a Hyundai Sonata for a
She
mouse.
She goes, yeah, they only live about 2 years in the wild, but this one's 13 years old.
Jesus.
Okay.
You have a half-blind commitment.
So I'm like, oh, and she goes, yeah, we feed it mice. I go, Katie goes, what's its name? She goes, they're not pets. We don't name them.
Well, why are you feeding it?
Now, hold on.
What did
I
this
go-
owl tell you?
I
its name?
literally go, doesn't it live in this little cage? Yeah, this little fucking cage that's this big, okay?
Yeah, how's this thing getting home?
I know what she is. She's just holier than thou.
I can tell you what she is. She's alone. No, she's going home to nobody except that owl and the car that hit that owl.
Okay, this owl's in a fucking store, okay?
Okay.
It's in a store. It lives in a cage, okay? She's feeding it 3 squares a day. It's already lived 6 times longer than any owl ever would in the wild.
Yeah, the owl's
but-
praying to die.
But don't give it a name.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
This
that's
thing's
gonna-
chained to this
Yes.
old widower's wrist.
When you could easily give it like Owl Michaels, you know.
Oh,
There's a
God.
million names. By the way,
This
if you
Al
did
Jolson.
name it, it wouldn't know. Okay.
You have no idea.
All right.
It's
By the way-
Owly McBeal.
Oh, I forgot something else she said.
Owlie's Bargain Outlet.
She goes,
Half
yeah.
blind, hit by a car.
She goes, they don't survive very long in the wild. The food source people shoot them. I go, they don't. No, they don't. Nobody's out there shooting owls. By the way, this owl is the size of a softball. Nobody's out there
No.
going, I'm going to get this fucker.
Yeah, guys, we're eating owl tonight. We're gonna try out that new air fryer.
Max says the owl lady sounds like a great slump buster for Rob.
No, no.
Now,
no.
what is the most red flag of it? This isn't a pet, but essentially it is for a woman to have, because this seems up there.
Amount of pets.
Yeah.
And you can have anything. I've met women that have pot-bellied pigs.
Yeah.
But when you get to a
freaks.
certain number, that's the
When
big
it's
issue.
the fucking island of Dr. Moreau.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you get in there and you smell like, oh, I smell food
Yes.
pellets. I smell
Yes.
wet hay. I smell shit. The stove is always damp. Everything's covered in some type of hair. No.
My thing is that a pet is a mammal. Okay. I'm not a big fan if you have birds or
Somebody
you have
went there.
lizards or you have,
Yeah.
I don't, okay.
This is, I like this as a Joe
It's-
Robinson.
it's a
just
dog.
big opinion. A pet
Yeah.
is a mammal.
Or it's a cat.
Wow.
These other exotics.
What about a bunny rabbit?
Okay. You're stretching the limits. I'll give you a bunny rabbit, even a potbelly
Mhm.
pig because they're clean.
Right.
Hamster.
Okay. You're pushing the envelope now. Guinea pig. You're getting there. But they're mammals.
I'm with
okay?
you about those reptile people.
There-
That's
yes.
an accessory.
Yes, the bearded dragon people who have ferrets.
The
Yeah.
butterflies
Now, I know a
and
ferret is
shit.
a mammal.
Yeah.
You know, my friend Eric has a tarantula.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's not even. I mean,
Kelsey, my hair stylist, love you. I know you have ferrets, but we still love you.
they
Hey,
don't
Kelsey.
even have. They don't even have birds or reptiles. That's a tarantula. What is
Yeah.
that? An arachnid? What the hell is that?
Brittany, how many animals do you have? She's asking. She goes, Woes, what's the number?
Oh God.
What's the number? Okay. Because that's gonna knock you down the depth chart if I come to find out that you live in a fucking sanctuary.
Yeah.
I gotta give Shoemake a love. Muhammad Ali.
Yeah,
That's
There
pretty
you
great.
go.
God, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So
Also,
the reason I said bunny, and there's another story I forgot from Charlotte. So on Sunday, Sean, again, the boyfriend's parents invited us all over for brunch. And they have a nice house. They're very friendly people. They have this huge backyard. They have basketball court, cornhole. Look, there was shitty football on that day. It was a good time.
this might have been the
Yeah.
worst football weekend
Yeah,
in
it was
a
so
long
bad.
time.
They had chickens, ducks. They had a giant Saint Bernard. They had goats. And on the way over, Sean is telling us how they each had a bunny growing up, and that now there's only one bunny left. But bunnies lived for like 20 years. His younger brother's bunny, they told him that the bunny ran away, but really their previous dog mauled it and killed it.
just rocked it.
So now I'm joking with Dave, like, well, you shouldn't have told me that because somebody might slip that into brunch, you know?
Oh.
So we're joking about this, and he's talking about, yeah, but the one bunny, it's my bunny, it's been alive my whole life.
This dog went full Lenny on this bunny.
We show up for brunch. The mom says, hey, sorry, but this morning your bunny died.
Oh no! The horror comes full circle.
Oh man.
Wow.
Okay, I guess I won't do those bunny jokes. I've
That's when
written.
they
Yeah.
found out when you were standing there.
Yes. Yes.
Oh yes.
Right.
Does anybody have a rabbit's foot on their keychain anymore?
No, that's
No.
not a thing, is it? I'd do it.
Oh, Do you ever saw a rabbit?
Oh no, I
foot?
remember.
Oh,
I'm
you remember
saying that
that?
kind of thing
Like
anymore,
the
yeah.
late
Still
80s,
have
early
one.
90s.
Well,
Yeah,
they were real. I remember you used to feel them. If you're
yeah,
like,
it felt
this is
real.
a
I mean,
real
I think they
thing.
were real.
And sometimes they'd be dyed like green. Remember that? They
There's
dye
no
them
such thing
different
as a
colors.
pink bunny's foot. I'm just imagining some guy with a fucking paper slicer just hacking off feet and putting them at the end of
That's the other thing.
keychains.
Do you wait till they're dead? Because he just said they live 20 years. That's the other thing I think about is like when people go, "Oh, I have an African gray. It lives to 65." It's like, well, I'm
Or
not
like
going to live.
turtles.
I'm not going to live 65 more years.
No, like those
No
Galapagos turtles that last like 200,
200
No.
years.
Have you've heard Josh's story about his pet turtle as a kid in the backyard? Oh,
I have. but
I'm not
refresh my
telling
memory.
tales out of school. So, Josh, if this gets back to you, all right, looking at you, the guy that helped us come up with the title for this podcast, the LP Agenda, Ed Merrill, never forget you. Josh was worried about his turtle running away. Do you know about this? What he did with the turtle?
No, I don't know the turtle saga.
So you do what any reasonable person would do,
Mhm.
which was take the turtle,
Mhm.
and after it hides and puts itself in its shell, you find a soft patch of ground and wedge the thing into the ground as deep as you could get it, with its mouth hole up towards the sky, so
Oh.
he at least breathe.
Right.
So he just wedged the thing like a
it's
fence
torture.
post into the goddamn ground, so the thing wouldn't escape.
And then the ground froze.
And then he goes to school. He comes back. Turtle's gone. They got out of there, or something got it.
Never look back.
Something, yeah, something.
If something got it, it was a bad feeling. No, you just sit there and take it.
You're just looking up at
Yeah,
the clouds
very
overhead
exposed.
while a dog's just chewing
Yeah.
on you, trying to get you out of there. Yeah,
Turtle's not a pet either, by the way.
Yeah,
guys, just letting you know.
okay.
Oh, just the
Don't
inside.
name them. I can tell you that.
A
All right.
stinky turtle.
But by the way,
cage.
do you ever go to Homestead Gardens?
Oh yeah, no, we go back there for the train setup and all that.
We saw that. Are you
Yeah.
planning on going this year?
No.
I was gonna say, look for that owl.
I might make a trip.
No, I'll tell you,
now.
anytime I go, I've been taken there.
Oh yeah.
It's never my fucking idea.
Yeah.
Usually it's told. I'm being told that we're going while I'm talking to someone on a video game headset,
Yeah.
having a blast. And then do you know that's one of the origins of one of the bit that I told recently about, every time a woman sees a guy doing anything
Mhm.
and asks him a question, hey, do you want to do something today? Whatever we're doing is the thing we
Yeah,
want to
right,
fucking
right.
do. No
Yes.
guy's ever been like, hey,
Yeah.
Rob, Joe, let's get a hold of Poon and see what's going on with Gabbert. Let's go to Homestead Gardens. Every guy in there has been pulled there. He
You're right.
drove,
Hold there.
he pays,
Yeah.
he takes 500 photos of this goddamn thing. He'd rather have his dick in an air fryer
I
than
thought
be there.
that there'd be nothing for me, but the owl was there.
The
But
owl.
other than that, there's
owl saved
literally
you.
nothing
Yeah.
for me there at Homestead Gardens. Although when you leave, you can buy a funnel cake. That's about it.
Love a
I
funnel
That's the
can
cake.
make
only
my
thing
own
that-
funnel cake. I don't need to drive to Homestead Gardens
No.
to get
I
shitty carnival pastry that never has
Hey,
enough powdered sugar.
Funnel
On it.
cake's great.
God, you know who would pull that? Van Arsdale. We'll get into
Oh.
that another time. Thank you to everybody that
Fucking
joined us
legend.
tonight. Matt's in here. Baba Dork, Jeremy, thank you for letting us
Great
watch your
chat
movie
tonight.
January 20th. This was the most attended chat we have had yet.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Our dear friends from Rice, Murtha, and Pesaurus trial lawyers are in there. They say Homestead Gardens sounds like a
I don't think
cemetery.
that's really them.
No, actually, I think it is.
Okay.
I've received messages
Good.
from our dear friend Randolph.
You think
Rice.
all three of them are there with
They're all there.
one
of them.
keyboard?
They're in the master control
Ah.
center right now. It is coming.
Thesaurus is doing owl puns.
Simbazo hanging out again. Tommy Simbazo is going to be joining the Dork Dynasty Boys tomorrow. A new episode up before the end of the week. I'm not able to make this one. There will be a new Laughs Count Anywhere sometime soon. A post
Yes.
Survivor Series.
I'm so behind, so don't say anything.
Do you have any idea about what happened?
Nope.
So avoid
Well,
wrestling
no,
websites.
What do you
I-
have, a DVR?
I've seen some things. Yes, I've been
Okay.
gone. I have things have trickled out. so-
Holy shit.
but I have not. I purposely not tried to not look at. it.
Jumped off my sofa,
Yes.
woke the kids up.
Yes.
January 20th is going to be the Brotherly Love Film and Music Festival, Dave Denis's house. If you're a $50 member to the Patreon, you're in. Anybody 20 and below, we're going to grab some people out of the pile. We think like 3 or 4, January 20th. Save the date.
If you want to see a murder mystery, go check out dielaughingproductions.com. 3 days in a row. I think it's the 21st, 22nd, 23rd.
You got it. DC
That's right.
Improv, the Bright Box, and Magooby's Joke House.
Wherever you live,
Where we
we're
are.
there.
Yeah. And shout out to the Reverend Owl Sharpton.